This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Make another smart choice with Auto Quote Explorer to compare rates from multiple car insurance companies all at once. Try it at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
A big lesbian and a loudmouth Jew. With a gasket always ready to blow, you're listening to Judy's show. Who? Judy show. Wait a minute, who are you talking about? Oh, she's an asshole. What is wrong with you? Oh, you suck. So long. Fuck off. Hey everyone, welcome to It's Judy's Show. I am your host, Judy Gold, and I wish the show was still called Kill Me Now because you have no idea what the fuck I have been through. Last night, at about midnight after my show at the Post Office Cabaret in Provincetown, I recorded my podcast that Sunday night. And I sent it this morning. It's Monday right now. I sent it this morning and I sent it last night. And this morning I got an email that there was no audio. So I noticed that my mic was muted. So I unmuted it and I re-recorded the episode, went and played tennis thinking I'm going to have a lovely day. Lovely day. But no, I'm in the car coming home from tennis and it says it didn't record your audio. I want to fucking kill myself. And then it ruined the whole, like my day is ruined now. My day is fucking ruined because I started out, you wake up, you start out like, okay, we're going to make it through this day and it's going to be a great fucking day. And it's just shit after shit after shit after shit. So that is how I'm feeling today. And then the Supreme Court grants that fucking orange piece of shit, cock, duty, felon, bullshit, asshole, fucking rapist immunity. I mean, what is going on? What the fuck is going on? I have a lot to say. First of all, I just want to say I've had quite a week. On Tuesday, let me tell you about my dates. I have a gig. Every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday night at 8:30, I'm at the Post Office Cabaret, except for July 11th. Okay, I'm going to be at the Milton and Betty Katz Jewish Community Center. That's the Milton and Betty Katz Jewish Community Center in Margate, New Jersey. And I have to say, I as a Jew, the name Milton, it's a classic. And unlike all the other names like Max and Irv and all the, it's not coming back. Milton is not coming. I don't think it has a life again. Now, I did Good Morning America, and one of the producers' names was Harold, which was my father's name, and he said he loves his name. And I was like, I can see Harold coming back. Elisa said she cannot see Harold coming back. But I think, Harold and the Purple Crayon, I could see a little boy named Harold. I mean, if you have a kid coming over your house and like touching your shit and you're not, Milton, keep your hands off. Like, no, Milton is not going to happen. Milton. It sounds like a cryptocurrency, doesn't it? Oh, I bought some Milton. But yeah, but I could see like Harold, don't touch that. And that's a cute little boy. I'm on the Harold bandwagon. Anyway, so I'm at the Milton and Betty Katz JCC in Margate, New Jersey. And then July 27th, I'll be at the San Francisco Film Festival. I don't know what the venue is yet, but I'm in a movie called Canceled by my friend Fern Perlstein. And we're going to be there doing a talk back and talking about cancel culture and free speech, which I enjoy. So that's at the San Francisco Film Festival, July 27th. And yeah, otherwise I'm in Provincetown. PROVINCETOWN. Thank you. Anyway, so Tuesday, I went to DC. I flew from Provincetown to DC to do a pride event for the Israeli embassy. Okay, so let's just review that for a second. A pride event for the Israeli embassy. So Israel was hosting a pride event to celebrate LGBTQ plus people. Let's just review that. Israel was having and it had to be in a private place. It was actually in a synagogue. It wasn't at the embassy because it was too unsafe. There was so much security. There were men on each side of the stage. It was unbelievable. Okay? In the aisle between the rows of chairs was a bunch of yellow chairs representing the hostages. And the first chair in the row was a high chair, and the second chair was a toddler's yellow chair. And the ambassador was there. The Richie Torres, my husband, was there. There were Nova survivors who were interviewed by Daniel Ryan Spalding, 3 of them. And it was quite an event. And, I was really good. I did, I was able to be funny and yet serious. But let's think about that we were at the Israeli embassy event for gay pride with a myriad of people, not all gay, not all Jewish, from other organizations, sort of like Israel, where everyone isn't Jewish. There are people of color. There's people of all different backgrounds and religions. So it sort of represented Israel, which is not an apartheid state. It actually is 73% Jewish, and the other 27% serve in the Knesset, and they can be gay and safe. So I did that on Tuesday. Sunday was the Pride Parade in New York City. And if you look at the Jewish organizations who marched in the Gay Pride Parade, they are being given the finger. They are being shouted, free Palestine. They are being tormented while they're marching for gay rights. And, I've said this to my community before. It is sad. It is sad when you have stuck up or stood up or been an advocate for so many other people, and especially the LGBTQ community, and they turn on you, not because they hate Israel, because they haven't been to Israel. So they don't know what to hate. But because of propaganda and anti-Semitism. It is anti-Semitism. You can say, oh, I'm against Israel. You're not against Israel. Then you'd be against the United States because, the United States has people in the government who are fucking assholes just like Israel does. But it's a democracy. And you can actually get an abortion in Israel without going through traveling to state lines. Israel's the size of New Jersey. And no one hates Palestinians. We're not anti-Palestinian. We're anti-Hamas. We're anti the way Hamas treats the Palestinians. We're anti the way Hamas puts its people in danger, purposely kills them so that Israel can look bad. No, we don't agree with Netanyahu's policies. There are people protesting them because they can in Israel because it's a democracy. But you're gonna walk around, fuck America and fuck Israel, then go to a non-democratic country. Okay, go to Palestine, go to the Gaza, go to the West Bank, go there, have fun, see how long you last with your pride swag and your face is covered up because you're a fucking coward. Because you harass people and know nothing. And you act like bullies. They're just bullies. I don't know if you saw there was a guy who was riding his bike and he saw a bunch of keffiyeh covered and mask covered kids with a table talking about communism and Palestine and Russia. And he got off his bike and was like, please explain this to me. Please explain what you're doing, because I had to flee. My family fled Russia because of communism. So tell me what the fuck you're doing. And they bullied him. They're like, all right, get away. Because they gaslight. They do the gaslighting like, oh, okay. Why don't you move? Put your hand over my camera. And the guy was sincerely, what are you saying? What are you promoting here? And the other guy pushed him. You're a bunch of fucking ignorant, willfully ignorant bullies who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And let me tell you something, Dyke March, who said, because they're trying to pass a mandate where you can't mask yourself, you can't go on the subway or walk around the streets of New York harassing people, tormenting people because they're Jewish and wearing a fucking mask, because you know deep down inside you're fucking wrong. You're on the wrong side. Okay? Israel. Go to Israel. Have fun, because that's what you'll do. You'll have fun. And do we ever mention that Egypt shares a border with Gaza? But they're not responsible. They're not responsible for aid, for helping the people out, for moving the people. No, they don't do anything. They don't want them there. They don't want terrorists in their country. But Israel, the size of New Jersey, surrounded by all these other Arab nations, Muslim nations, they're responsible after they have been raped and beheaded and tortured and taken hostage. It's infuriating. And you know what else is infuriating? Regarding your anti-Semitism during the Pride Parade, is that Harvey Milk was a Jew, stood up for your rights, fought for your rights. Edie Windsor, who went before the Supreme Court to advocate against the Defense of Marriage Act and to fight so that she doesn't have to pay federal inheritance taxes for someone she's been with for 37 years. And therefore, we have marriage equality. She was a Jew. And the lawyer who fought for your right to get married, Roberta Kaplan, Jew. So cut your fucking bullshit, LGBTQ plus community. You don't know what you're talking about. We don't hate Palestinian people. We don't all agree with Netanyahu's policies, just like you don't agree with Trump's policies. But you don't torment and belittle and harass Jews in your community who have fought for your fucking rights. And why aren't you marching for Sudan? Why aren't you marching for what's happening in the Ukraine? The Ukraine, led by a Jew, fighting Putin. What are your problems? Because it's not anti-Zionism. And it's July 4th this week, when I'm sure you'll be partying and having fun on the land of someone else. Israel is not it's not colonialism. It is our indigenous land. We went back because, I don't know if you heard of being kicked out of every country, the Holocaust. Yeah, I know you're sick of hearing about the Holocaust. Well, the temperature in our country is like Berlin in 1938, the way you're fucking behaving. You're in a cult, you've been brainwashed, and you're an idiot. And there's nuance. You can hold more than one thought at once. And I'm just really sick and tired of it. The Dyke March. They're going to march with keffiyehs on and masks for Palestine. Let me look up who started the. I guarantee you, a Jewish woman Dyke March origin. Let me see. Let's see who was in the original. I'm accepting all of your your cookies. I wish, when they said, can you accept the cookies? There was a fucking cookie there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'll accept, give me a chocolate chip cookie. Let's see, grassroots, queer liberation. First Dyke Mark took place on the eve of 1993 on Washington for lesbian, gay, and bi equal rights and liberation. There's no T because there wasn't a T yet, so everyone calm the fuck down. And they were forced heavily in responding to President Clinton's upholding of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, Lesbian Avengers. And I guarantee you it was full of Jews who are now not welcome. And you're behaving the same way that the people you're protesting against behave. So grow up, read a book, get some nuance, stop spreading blood libel. You sound like an idiot. Do better. Do better, community. Do better. Because you know what? None of us want innocent people. We're not psychopaths. We don't want innocent people dying. Read a fucking book. This week's episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Now, I am a huge advocate for therapy. I talk therapy. I like physical therapy too, but I'm talking about talk therapy. I've been in therapy since I'm 18 years old. There is nothing better. Nothing better. And it is a stressful time. We just had an election. It's the holidays, and we're going to have to spend family time or not spend family time. It's a decision you might make in therapy, because therapy is really the best way, the only way to process your feelings, anxiety, depression, everything. I've been doing it for over 40 years. I know what I'm talking about. So if you've been thinking about starting therapy, if you thought about it for years and just didn't do it, please give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient. It's flexible. It's suited to your schedule. You go to betterhelp.com/JudyGold. You fill out a brief questionnaire. You get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch your therapist at any time for no additional charge. I've done that multiple times in my life, switch therapists. It works. It works. And I know a lot of people who have used BetterHelp, and they love it. So find comfort this December with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/JudyGold today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/JudyGold. You're welcome.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. They're the home of the #1 checkout on the planet and the not-so-secret Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Allbirds and Skims use. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/start selling, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/start selling to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/start selling.
By the way, when we left to go home from DC, Amtrak, you suck. Amtrak sucks. It is a piece of shit. It used to be great. You used to sit on the train. It was beautiful. You could relax. You had space. You could eat. You could watch a movie. You could read. You could do sleep, whatever. And now they were 90 minutes late because there was no air conditioning. Did they offer people, in order for me to cancel my trip and rebook, I got a partial refund and then I had to pay $790. Fuck you, Amtrak. You're worse than the airlines. No communication. The message board was empty. We're all just standing there like a bunch of idiots. An hour and a half late. Okay, that noise is that I'm sitting on a fucking one of those, like ball things. Yeah. Okay. So fuck you, Amtrak. We did go home and sat in the quiet car because yes, I love the quiet car. I don't want to hear your fucking conversations about, the interest rate went down and is going to rise again. So the profits from our investment are fluctuating at a rate that like shut the fuck up. I don't want to hear your shit. So I sit in the quiet car and we don't talk. And, there's a video on my Instagram of me and Elisa in the quiet car. Also, me and Elisa at the beautiful hotel we stayed out called The Line in Washington, D.C. Although I must say we came in after the event. We actually went out after the event for the Israeli embassy. We went to the Little Gay Pub. We had such a great time. The Little Gay Pub in Washington, D.C., which you have to go in there. The staff was wonderful. The place is just great. It's so adorable. And you have to take a picture in the bathroom, which we did. And it's just go to the Little Gay Pub. And they kept saying, oh, Nancy Pelosi was here last week, Nancy Pelosi. And it's so DC that like Nancy Pelosi, they're all excited that Nancy Pelosi came to the Little Gay Pub. Like if it was New York's Little Gay Pub, they'd be like, oh my God, Liza was here last week. Liza was here. But no, it's DC. So they're all excited about Nancy Pelosi coming. It's cute. Yeah, so we had a wonderful time. And then, of course, the fucking nightmare Amtrak. And then Thursday, I flew, we did The View. I don't know if you watched, Sandra and I did The View. And it was a lot of fun. And then I got on a plane to go back to P-Town because I had a show Thursday night during the debate. So I taped the debate. We'll talk about that in a second. And I got on Cape Air, which is a 9-seater plane, and there's one seat with legroom, one seat, and it's right by the door. And I asked if I could sit there. They ask you how much you weigh and the whole 9 yards there. And they balance the plane according to the weight. Everyone was like normal size or average size. I shouldn't say normal, average size. There was one guy who was, I think, 876 pounds. And of course, they told me I couldn't sit in the seat I wanted, that I had to sit in the seat next to it, which this seat, by the way, is by the door. So the two seats by the door are connected. There's no space. There's no aisle in between. So it's like, you're literally sitting like right next to someone. They're connected to each other. And they asked me to go on the inside. I couldn't fit. My legs couldn't fit. So they said, come out. And guess who sat next to me? 847-pound guy with like rosacea on the arm. You know what I mean? Like the white and the red and and just the, and I had one ass cheek on the seat and the other ass cheek hanging off the seat. I got half a seat and the rim of the seat going up my ass. Is that fair? And you can't say anything. You can't say, I don't fit here. This is not fair, because then they'll say, you can't fly. You're agitated. Yeah, I'm agitated. So that was a shit show. And then I go and do my show, which was fun. And I get off stage and I look at my phone because I want to know what's going on with the debate. And I'm following New York Times Live and they're showing a clip. And it was like someone punched me in the gut. Someone punched me in the stomach. It was like, oh, no. And it was like our worst fear because we all knew that this was a possibility. And yet, this orange piece of fucking shit ass, felon, rapist, asshole is lying through his teeth, but he looks presidential and he knows how to work the cameras. And they don't, Dana Bash, and Jake Tapper don't even call, like he literally says that they, on abortion, that they take They take the baby after it's born and put it in another room and then decide what they're going to do, if they're going to kill it or not. And no one says, you know what? Actually, that is just not, that's called murder. Remember you talked about murder, how you could murder someone on Fifth Avenue and you would still get away with it? Well, that's actually true because you fucked up the Supreme Court. And people couldn't vote for Hillary. And now we have 3 fucking Supreme Court justices who don't deserve to be there. And 2 other ones who are a bunch of fucking assholes. So there you are. There you are. So, I mean, Biden looked awful. And he had 3, these are my 3 looks. These are my, he had the one, it was like an animatron. He had the one look where he would look at Trump when he was talking, which was sort of like just staring. Okay. Then he had the second look, which was when Trump was talking, and he would sort of grin a little bit like, this guy is so full of shit. But look down like, hey. And then there was the Mitch McConnell, where the fuck am I? Why am I here? What's my name? Who's the president of the United States? Look. And now we're all like, we have to be behind him. And then fuck you, New York Times. That's another thing. You call for him to resign, and yet you've never called for Trump to resign. He started an insurrection. There was no, and you never said he should, like what the fuck? And he's sitting there standing there lying through his teeth. And he should continue to run. But Biden should step aside. Fuck you. Biden is a decent man. He's a good man, and he's made good decisions. He's old. We all knew he was old. We figured it out last night. There's 260 million adults that live in the United States, and these are the only 2 fucking candidates? What the fuck? It's really upsetting. It is really upsetting because he is old, and we knew he was old, and we've seen, but then the next day he's fine. The next day he was just fine. So here we are. We're in a terrible situation. And you know what, Democrats? Shut up about it. Like, it's funny that, he has a bad debate. He's not well. He had a cold and been traveling in COVID, and he's old, I mean, Fauci's his age, and Fauci is fine. So it's just, he was not in his best. And they overloaded him with information. He couldn't finish a sentence. He was out of it. Okay? And yet the Democrats are like, this is awful. This is terrible. Meanwhile, the other one gets convicted of 34 felony counts, rape, steals people's money from a fake university. It sells fake Bible. And they are all like, he's great. He's the great. Never say a bad fucking thing about him. This is great. We're going to get more money from this. And the Dems, stop going to therapy, Democrats. Stop it. It's too much. Too much processing in front of everyone. Stop. Think about that's what we don't have now. No one takes a moment to say, okay, what do I want to say? Everything is said impulsively, and it's ridiculous. So fuck it. Anyway, I don't know what to think. I do, everyone hates Kamala because she's a woman and a person of color. And everyone's like, oh, Pete Buttigieg, he would be great. Yeah, he'd be great president. But let me tell you something. As a fucking woman, I'm not a fucking woman. As a woman, I got to stop cursing. And as a lesbian, and as a Jew, and just as me, Pete Buttigieg will make a great president. But if you're going to elect a gay white man before you elect a woman, there's something really wrong in this country. He can be vice president. It could be Gretchen Whitmer and him. Isn't that good? That's good, right? But no, it's just, I'm so agitated, and I think rightly so. And fuck the Supreme Court, and just fuck this whole idea of fairness and equality. This guy's how is this happening? And yet we knew it. We knew it. Just like we knew Biden, there could be a disaster, and he was a disaster. So I have no answers. Everyone's like, we got to back up Biden. Well, now we got to dig ourselves out of another shithole. It's just, I don't know. So yeah, that's it. I don't know what else to say. I thought it was going to be a lovely day today, a lovely week, but this Supreme Court and it's just more shit, and I'm sick of it. But I'm happy Pride's over. It's a fucking long month. It's a lot. I guess that's all I have to say. I'm sorry if I was a little Well, no, I'm not. What? How can I? Whatever. So listen, I need you people who are listening, and I love you and thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening. I need you people to subscribe to my podcast and leave a review because, as you know, I fund this myself, and I'm not wealthy. I'm not wealthy by any stretch of the imagination. And I love doing this, and people tell me they love it, but they don't subscribe and leave a review, and then I could get more ads that will actually pay for this. But whatever. So please do that and give me 5-star. Also, thank you to everyone who's written to me, inviting me, because I'm going to the Milton and Betty Katz at Jewish Community Center in Margate. If I want to come over before, or if I want to have dinner before, let me just tell you something. No performer wants to have dinner with people before their show. No performer wants to be with people before their show. People are always like, oh, can Judy have dinner with? No, I can't have dinner with you. People are, oh, do you get nervous? I don't get nervous, but I am full of anxiety. I am thinking about what I'm going to do. I have to focus. I don't want to be around people, just like I want to be in the quiet car. No performer wants to be around people before they get on stage, unless there's something wrong with them. So no, thank you, everyone, but I never want to have dinner with you or hang out with you before I go on stage. That's number one. Number two, stop asking me and writing to me where you can get tickets. Oh, you're coming to my neighborhood. You're coming to my hood. You're coming to our area. I see that you have a show coming up right where we live. How do we get tickets? And that is the right thing to do. The right thing to do is to text me or write to me or DM me, how do I get tickets for your show? Just like you do when you see Elton John is performing in your area. You do the same thing. You write to Elton and say, Elton, how's David? How are the kids? We saw you're performing here. How do we get tickets to the show? Or like Billy Joel. I don't know who he's married to, but hey, Billy, how's the family? You're coming to perform near us and we'd love to go. How do we get tickets? No, I don't want to fuck it. Stop it. And the third thing is, do not write to me 5 minutes before I'm going on stage and say, hey, guess what? We're in the audience. You better be funny. I fucking hate that. Do you write to your doctor like, hey, I'm in the waiting room, I'm about to come in. You better find a tumor. Cut the shit. It's so annoying. All right. It is Judy's show. It's Judy's show. And she's aggravated. But I love you. I want to say thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for if you're listening to the end. We got to do better in this country. And the LGBTQ plus community needs to do better. And the anti-Semitism needs to stop right now. So that's all I have to say. Have a lovely holiday week. Please come see me perform. Follow me on Twitter at Judy Gold, Jewdy. Oh, no, it's whatever it's called, X, whatever. JEWDYGOLD. That's how I am on Instagram. I really pay more attention to Instagram. And I try to post on everything else, but it's, annoying. So follow me. Thank you to our producer. This podcast is produced by Laura Vogel. It's edited by Colin Schmaling. And theme song by the incredible, amazing Lauren Gold, who is no relation, but he is my brother because I love him so much. And he'll be on the podcast soon. And yeah, that's it. And as we always say, so long.
This sale season, Ritual is urging you to think about what's essential. Your daily health? Pretty essential. Making sure your products are heavy metal tested, clean label project certified, and sourced through a traceable supply chain? Also essential. So this Black Friday, skip the micro trends and put your savings where they matter. Your health. With 40% off daily essentials like stress relief and Symbiotic Plus for gut support. Head to ritual.com/podcast and shop responsibly.